All right, so let some more participants join, and when there's a spike in number, we'll definitely interact a lot, today, and it's going to be really interesting, as you can already see from the title, and the first slide. Today's, going to be very, very different, as, a webinar. So yeah, just please drop, a message in your WhatsApp groups anywhere, and do invite all your friends and colleagues for the webinar. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Seemaji. I just read the message. Thank you. Means a lot, ma'am. Means a lot, actually. I just hope it stays the same and I can deliver, the maximum I can to all of you. Just waiting for the other teachers to join. And as join, I'll start with the webinar. Thank you so much, Seemaji. Again, that's very sweet of you. All right. I don't know why it's like 3:55 already. I think it's a Monday. That is why I think teachers are busy in schools, and their work, and maybe they're not able to join right now because it's not an appropriate time, for them. But anyways, no worries at all. Even if I deliver the knowledge to one of the teachers here in a correct and in a most righteous manner, I'll do that. So we'll wait till 4 p.m., as I said, and we'll start the webinar very soon. So, teachers, I just wanted to know one thing from all of you, the 7, 8 members right now, which I have. Um, since Monday is a very new timing, I'm trying for the webinars. I never do webinars on Monday usually. So, can you please just let me know that what is the school timing, in general for teachers and principals right now? Since it's new offline mode, after a long time of hybrid, or online classes. So what's the time, duration for the classes, okay, or till when the teachers are busy? Any idea on the same? I learned a lot from the last webinar. Oh, thank you, Seemaji. Thank you. 7:30 to 2:15 p.m. All right, that's the basic timing. Okay, I can see a spike in number. But yeah, first of all, whosoever is joining, welcome to the webinar. And yeah, it's a very, very gracious moment for me to see all of you here. After your busy day at school, I can understand it's a Monday, totally, totally understandable. But yeah, just let me know once, that if you're busy, by 3 or 4 p.m., I can actually change the timing of the webinar to maybe evenings, like 5, 6 p.m., so that all of you can join. So any comments on the same? Timing should be like 4 p.m. or maybe 6 p.m. is like the timing you all want for the webinar. Or anybody can reply on the same. Okay, okay. So 6 p.m. is basically a better timing, right? 4 p.m. is not very feasible because many professors or teachers are busy in school still. Okay, okay. Kalpana ji says 3 p.m. 6 p.m. Shastri ji. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know that yeah, 6 p.m. is the time, right? I think all the teachers are busy in schools and work, so it's very difficult for them to join 4 p.m. But anyways, today we kept it at 4 p.m. because we just want to try out, a new schedule and new time. But yeah, let's keep it 6 p.m, only because I think it's easy for all of you. Yeah, you all can just rest, and then join the webinar, with a fresh mind. All right. So it's 3:57, and yeah, we'll start by 4 p.m. Many of you I've seen in the webinars earlier as well. So welcome once again. Pleasure to have you all here. Today's topic, Kota Factory. Yeah, it's a very new topic, very new concept, something which will interest all of you. And the way we will go about the topic is also not very boring, but with a lot of statistics, news, figures, pictures, and good content basically. So that is a major agenda that to make this webinar interesting. I added as much as I can to make it interesting, okay, for today. Yeah. So what should be your expectation from today's webinar? Expectations from today's webinar should be basically that what is Kota Factory, right? First, we have to understand that why Kota. Okay, Kota is a place. If you know, none of you, if some of you don't know, Kota is basically a place in Rajasthan. Okay, so why Kota and why Kota Factory? Why Kota Factory is so famous? Why there's a series on Kota Factory? If you all know, Kota Factory is also a very popular awarded series in the Indian circle. Okay, mainly popular among teenagers and college students. Mainly engineers and doctors. Okay, very popular among them, this particular series of Kota Factory. Right now, if you go and search on Google Kota Factory, you will get basically the series. But Kota Factory is just a concept. The series came from a concept which exists in real life, and we are going to discuss that concept today, how it's relevant to education. Okay, and how Kota became so famous for education, and what can you as a teacher learn from the same, right? So that's a very interesting topic. I really hope more teachers join, because I don't think so we come up with such topics very often. So it's kind of a very interesting topic for today. uh, Anyways, till more teachers join, well, good afternoon to all of you once again. And I just wanted to know how many of you have heard of the word Kota or the place Kota before. Just a quick yes or a no will work for me. How many of you have heard of the place, or the word Kota before? I wanted to know that. Okay. Okay. Manvir ji says no. Okay. Shastra ji, yes. All right. What about the others? Have you heard of the place Kota or the name Kota before? Because that's very important, for me to know whether you have heard about it or not. Okay. Okay. Many yeses, but a few no's as well. Okay, yeah, as a place. Exactly. Exactly. So Kota is basically, a place in Rajasthan, right? Okay, how many of you heard of the term Kota Factory? And also tell me, in which aspect do you know Kota Factory? Education or as a series? I wanted to know that as well. And yes, sorry for my voice or the coarse throat. It's just the weather. I don't know why it's so bad from the past 2 3 days, my throat. But yeah. Okay, Anupji says English coaching. All right, Kota Factory. Anyone, any other person than Anupji? In what aspect do you know Kota Factory? As a series, as something? Yes, Vani ji. It's famous of IIT and medical coaching. Exactly. Manju ji knows it, because of coaching. Okay. Don't know about Kota Factory. All right, Kalpana ji. Anybody else? Anybody else? In what aspect, in what meaning do you attach Kota Factory? Results, yes. That is something we are going to discuss. Anup ji, results. IIT coaching, obviously. IIT engineering, medical, the three major pillars of Kota actually. Manveer ji says don't know, ma'am. No worries, we'll discuss. Seema ji says results. Okay. Bansal sir, career point. Okay. Alan coaching centers. Oh yes, Vani ji. Yes. Alan and Bansal are like the top coaching centers, ma'am, and they are there since 1996. So basically, okay. I'll start with the topic, and thank you, Vani ji, so much for picking up the two names. Okay, really, really hats off to you for that. All right, I think it's already 3:02 p.m. Oh, oh, okay. Vani ji is there in Kota, and that's why she knows. All right, all right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, sorry, Singhji. I'm so sorry, so sorry. Oh my God, please don't annotate on the content teachers. All right, I'll share my screen again. No worries. Um, okay. All right. So it's already 3:02 p.m. and quickly starting with the topic, right? Kota Factory. That is a topic for today. How Kota Factory deliver results and what can you learn from it? I think Vani ji and others who are from Kota can really connect well, to this topic because they have been experiencing it, and seeing the history of it, from years and years, right? Before starting with the webinar, again, just a simple message from the homework app and team. You get participation certificate for every webinar you attend, right? And you will get for this webinar as well. Now, how do you get the participation certificate? I'll send a form link during the end of the webinar. All you have to do is just fill the form and click the submit button. And after you click the submit button, there will be a WhatsApp joining button. Now, when you join the WhatsApp group, you will be able to participate in the Smart Teacher Festival conducted by the homework app and team. What will this festival give you? A smart teacher certificate and a smart teacher's kit worth rupees 1999. Okay, that's a brief description, of what the team wanted to convey. Now, again, moving ahead with our topic. All right. So, just a basic general knowledge for those of you who don't know, right, about Kota or where Kota is. This is a simple map of Rajasthan I got from Google. And if you see in this particular map, we can see Kota somewhere here, right? So basically, it's basically in the southeastern part, okay, of Rajasthan, Kota. All right. Very hot, but a major tourist attraction and a hub for education in Rajasthan, city of Kota. After Jaipur, it's I think the second or the third most, busiest, or let's say the most livable city, in the state of Rajasthan. Okay, in the city of Rajasthan, yeah. So that is basically, Kota here, just to show, where it lies, okay, in the map of Rajasthan. All right, in the southeastern part. Moving ahead, why Kota Factory specifically? Okay, okay, why the topic Kota Factory? The last census which the government conducted, in 2011. Okay, that was the last census which happened. So the last census typically showed that average literacy rate of Kota was around 80.82% as compared to the national average literacy rate that was just 64.8%. And that is, actually, kind of a joke, because the national average literacy rate is, less than this particular place, in itself. Yeah. Even Kerala, well, that's a topic for another time, but that is the reason why we selected Kota Factory as a topic, for the day. Yeah. Kota Factory, as you can see, it's popularly known, for its coaching institutions, right, for competitive examination preparation, IIT, mains, etc., etc. Okay, Kota is also, one of the leading education hubs of India. Okay, it is kind of, the just a minute. Yeah. All right. So again, so why Kota? Kota Factory has Kota Factory basically means a large number of institutions in Kota, which comes under the word of factory. So a factory of institutions, coachings, schools, which produces the best kind of students who can contribute their skills and talents, okay, anywhere they go around the world. And that is the reason, the thing was named, okay, as Kota Factory. Okay. Again, Kota is one of the leading education hubs of India, as we all know, or if you don't know, you should know this. Okay. Again, as I already told, after Jaipur, it's the third most popular city in the state of Rajasthan, and again the second most, livable city. Okay, as well. Just a basic knowledge, about Kota before we move on to the details, of education. So again, if we talk about education in Kota, it aspires to, excel in the holistic development or the overall development, okay, of the students. ओके अगर हम सेंसस को देखते हैं तो अगर आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं सेंसस सेज दिस कि एवरेज लिटरेसी रेट कितना है कोटा का एंड Moreover, the more interesting fact is there is just like there's a lot of difference between male and female literacy rates in this particular census. So that is another fact you should know when you read census, okay, or when you read about Kota Factory. All right. Now, Kota Factory as an education hub of India, right? So okay, as we discussed right now, right, why Kota? Okay, so Kota Factory is basically an education hub of India. All right, there are like 1.65 lakh migrant students from all across India. More than 3 to 4 lakhs people join various institutions, coachings to clear their examinations in all across India. Okay, they come to Kota for the same. It is a hub of toppers and different makers. IIT, NEET, etc., etc. All right, and again, state schools follow RBSE, that is Rajasthan Board of Secondary Education, whereas अगर आप कोई भी private schools को देखेंगे ना वहां पर they follow CBSE and ICSE. Moreover, as I've told in the last point, okay, कि coaching plays a very major role. What do I mean by this? कि coaching plays a major role. Okay, coaching plays a major role in the sense Kota में if some of you are from Kota, you can connect that. It is a hub of coaching centers to clear the examinations, right? Now we'll discuss more on why it is a hub, what difference is there between the Kota institutions and the other institutions in the country, and what makes them popular. But before that, in coaching centers also, if you go, how the structure goes for each class is that there are 200 300 students in one class. There's so many students joining the batch every year, every quarter. Accommodating small batches is not possible. So it's basically like a college setup there, when you have more than like 150 200 students in one class. There's one professor who is there lecturing, okay, with one mic, and there's just a limited amount of time in which the professors also have to complete their lecture, and the students also have to understand the concept, okay, and clear their doubts. If they get a chance, they clear it. If they don't get a chance, they have to think of an opportunity to clear their doubts, because it's a class of 200 people or more than that. There are 200 different doubts, and it's not possible for a single professor to even complete their syllabus, okay, in a limited time and to clear all the doubts, right? So again, we'll discuss more on how these things are managed and how education is so effective in the city of Kota. Yeah. So it's actually known for some of the most experienced and prestigious education institutions, okay, as we said, right? Kota also continues to be in the news. If you see the news channels, okay, ABP or Z News or the Aaj Tak, etc., they have articles on Kota toppers in 2019. Okay, toppers of NEET exam, Z main, Z advanced, or let's say IITZ, as normally called, were all students, who were full-time Kota students, okay, at one or the other institutions, okay, in Kota, right? As Vani ji earlier said, the Bansal, the Bansal classes, or the Allen. These are some of the top institutions or coaching centers, in Kota, where lakhs and lakhs of students come to study every year to see whether they can shine, their fates with the help of these, with the help of the curriculum, okay, which they have, with the help of the discipline, or the structure of education, okay, which they have, right? So again, that was a major agenda, of this slide, to make you understand that why Kota Factory is an education hub of India. Some of the facts, about the same. Okay. Um, there's some charts. I'll just check the same. Oh, thanks, Sahil, for the comment. It really means a lot. Hi, Neetu ji. Hi, Sabjit ji. Good evening. Good evening. I think Neetu ji, you should check your network connection once. I think I'm audible to all of the teachers. So yeah, if I'm not audible, just let me know, everyone. All right. I hope I'm audible and clear. All right. Uh, Now, what I want you all to do right now is you have to scan the barcode, which is there on the screen. Okay. I just want to share some recent news about Kota, for your better understanding on the topic and the concept. Okay. So, what is the recent news? It's basically that six toppers, from Kota for Z mains of 2021. It's a news from 2021. I think it's an ABP news, if I'm not wrong. That Z mains ke 6 toppers were full-time students of Kota institutions, and the news shows the story, of the students, how much hardship, how much hustle, and how much they've endured, to reach to this particular point, right? So do scan the code and visit the news section, please. Okay. And yeah, you can find plethora of content about quota and other things, in different websites, okay, as well. Do scan the barcode, okay, and just look. I don't want you to read the news right now, but I just want you to scan the barcode so that you can have the link, of the news, and you can read it later. All right. Prashant Mehta ji says I'm not very clear. Okay, just let me reply to him till then. Okay, so did you all scan the barcode? Just a simple yes or a no, would work for me. Just let me know if you scanned the barcode, and you saw the news, about quota. I just wanted to give you all a very realistic experience that why we are talking about Kota Factory, right? So I just showed you, what Kota is, where it lies in the map of Rajasthan, and then we moved ahead to why Kota Factory specifically, okay, and why Kota is an education, education hub of India, right? So we are moving, one block up every time with each and every slide. Okay. No worries, no worries, Neha ji. I'll wait for 2-3 more minutes. I want you all to scan this barcode and reach the particular news, which I want you all to see. It's a last year news which talks about, quota toppers. And not only one news, but there are zillions, zillions of news about quota in every news channel. Okay. So I want you all to please scan this barcode or take a screenshot of the same, and maybe scan it later and see whenever you are free, and do go through such news, about quota, which will give you a more realistic experience and expectations when we talk about Kota Factory. All right. It's 4:14. I'll wait till 4:16 p.m. for all of you to take screenshot and scan the barcode so that you can see the news and see what I'm trying to tell you about. Okay. Once you are done, just say a yes, so I can move ahead. Everybody can just drop a yes in the chat box, and then I can quickly move ahead with the same. Thank you, Neetu ji. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for scanning. Thanks, Karuna ji. Thanks, Prashant ji. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So whosoever has done that, that's great. Whosoever has not done and is facing problem, just take a screenshot and you can visit the same later as well. Okay. All right. So this was one recent news, regarding quota as well, right? Okay. Before we move to this particular slide, okay, just doing a breadcrumb navigation. What we learned in the past 15 minutes is what is quota, where it is, why Kota Factory as a topic for today, and why Kota is an education hub of India, right? And some recent news, about Kota, which you can find more and more, from one link, okay, to the other. Okay, that is basically what we learned, okay, till now. If you look at the next slide, okay, I want all of you to tell me, I mean, the names are visible, in the pictures only, the school names, okay, are visible. But yeah, some of the top schools from Kota as per the recent statistics, and what can we learn, from them is very important, and that is a major crux, of today's webinar. So anybody who has been to these schools or who has heard of these schools before, the pictures which I'm showing? Oh, Prashanti says he was at EduCode Kota. Oh, wonderful, yeah, wonderful. That's great. That's great. That's great. Um, okay, no. Anybody who has been to these schools, or heard about these, before this webinar? No. Okay, yeah, DAV too is quite popular. Everybody knows that. Yes, of course. Okay, okay. Okay, no, like mostly it's a no. Got it, got it. There's some other pictures as well. One is Central Public School, as you can see. One is modern. There's one more school, in the last picture here. This one. Anybody knows what is this? People from Kota. Anybody knows what is this? Which one is this? I'll show all the names, but I want you to. Whoa. Okay, okay. Sahil ji says he has studied from Emmanuel Mission School. Okay, that's great. That's great. All right. So anyway, okay. All right. So that is just to show you, some of the top schools or institutions from Kota as per the recent statistics, right? This DAV is there, this BPS is there, that's Bansal. Waniji, you told about Bansal. No, I have also included that here, BPS. And then we have these two and this, right? So what are these? Here are the names. Okay, so the schools are, we have DAV Public School Kota, Bansal Public School, Modern School, Emmanuel Mission School, and the Central Public Senior Secondary School. All right. Some of the various top schools of Kota. Again, why we are discussing this? You should know कि अगर कोटा की बात कर रहे हैं, if you're talking about Kota, why are we talking about Kota? Because it's an education hub, and if Kota is an education hub, we have to know कि top की institutions या education की places कौन से हैं, right? That is why, just for a general introduction to the crux of the topic, yeah, we are talking about, which are the top schools or institutions here. Okay. Oh, that's great, Jyoti ji. That's great. Oh my God. All right. Bansal is like one of the best, ma'am. I know. I know. Yeah, Prashant ji. Bansal is also an original one, like Alan. All right. Some of you have really like knowledge, about the same. Actually, a very interesting thing, about Kota is during 1995 or 1996, the place had only like four original, institutions opened by this Balsal, Allen, and there was two another. I have forgotten the name. There was two another. I'll give you the video for the same also. So these four institutions were the one which actually made Kota the education hub. And then after, from four, it kept on increasing. And 2015, if you see the statistics for Kota, 2015, the number of institutions are more than 140. 140. That is how quickly, in 10 years the entire system, the entire place changed. And so many students start coming to Kota. So that is like very interesting, and something, which is worth knowing, right? Again, now we come to the crux, of the topic, right? We know that the Kota is famous for coachings and institutions, and schools, and there are some top coaching institutions in Kota as well. The place has its own rankings, for these. But why it is famous? That is a question, we need to ask in today's webinar. ऐसा क्या differentiate करते हैं वो? What is the difference in their practice which makes them the top, right? That is again very important. So strategies for student successes. Kota students prepare with a long-term mindset. Now, if most of you don't know this, let me tell you, if you are a student in standard 9 or standard 10 right now in school, okay, and if you are aiming to go and prepare for IIT Z mains or IIT Z or any other NEET or any other of these competitive exams, for medical, okay, or engineering specifically, okay, you have to start the preparation or the coaching from 9 or 10. That is how the preparation start, and that is how tough it is to get into the top institutions. Especially Alan, I saw a lot of videos, and statistics and articles, about Alan. Students who study in Alan, that is a coaching center, very famous coaching center institution, okay, in Kota, right? Which delivers the top results. Students in Alan basically has a proportion of 80 to 90% CBSE background, and only 10%, okay, are from the other backgrounds like ICSE, etc. Okay, now advantage, again, listen to this very carefully. Advantage to being from a CBSE background is that CBSE has a CGPA system, right? CGPA is always beneficial when you compare it with the other marks patterns, like ICSE, which again is very, ICSE is a very tough board to score marks, right? And there's no CGPA pattern. So we always get our percentage, okay, and when converted to CGPA, it becomes very less. So if you watch on YouTube, some channels like the Kota channel or etc., when students share the experience of Kota, how was it, they will tell you that how much peer pressure they have to face, when they enter these institutions. Being an ICSE student, being a state board student, when they go and compete with CBSE students in Kota, and when they hear that, oh my God, 8.5, 9.5 CGPA, in 10, it's very for them to compete, right? So Kota students prepare with a long-term mindset. If you are a student, if your class has students, who are aspiring for Kota, that is how students are there. They always have a long-term mindset. Manju ji, your voice is lagging. Okay. Is my voice lagging? Can you just confirm, everyone? I mean, my throat is not good because of the weather, so I'm very sorry for that. But yeah, if it's not audible properly and I'm not clear, just let me know. Jyoti ji, you can tell them to click on the banner, in the homework app itself. So we don't share direct links, ma'am. Or you can just tell them to go in the homework app. On the top of the screen only, they will have the webinar ka banner, so they can click on that. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. My voice is okay then. All right. Okay. So that is how they make their students feel, because Kota puts it peer pressure on students, physically, as well as even when the students are distant from Kota, they get so much pressure to get in there that they start preparing before even the time comes. Now preparations for classes ahead obviously start from 9 and 10 itself. As I said, consistent high grades is another thing which you can see in the students who study in Kota. Okay, ability to handle high pressure, and then loads of practice and repeated test. So as I said, when you sit in a class of 200 people and 180 people out of 200 says ki hum CBSE se hai, we know these concepts, we are preparing from 9 or standard 8 for the same, to get into this particular institution or get into this particular coaching, and that is how we are here today. You get the pressure when you see your peers there. If you study the articles and the blogs, you will get to know Kota's major motivation strategy is peer pressure. You don't need to motivate students by bringing Sandeep Maheshwari or motivational speakers from all across India. Peer pressure, peers, they are the major motivators in Kota. Students see students, students learn from students, students tutor other students, they get tutoring from other students. That is how it works there. And then if you are taught a topic in class today, if you lectured, let's say today the students 1 hour on a particular topic, the one golden key to Kota success is, after lecturing, they give students loads of homework, and with homework they take repeated tests. So as the homework app talks about, right, if you see the homework app also, what is the major agenda? That you make the students practice more. Okay, again, it's the same thing if you see in Kota Factory as well. Loads of practice. Each and every topic has its own test, and it has its own practice test as well. There are like 3 to 4 practice tests, okay, and then every week or in 12 days of time you have a midterm test, okay, or something which gets on added, okay, to your final grades, okay, at the end of the semester. That is how, okay, Kota works. The discipline, the curriculum, the pattern, the planning, it creates pressure on students to learn it. If you taught reproductive system, let's say today in your school, right, in your school, if you are a biology teacher and you taught reproductive system today to students, right, after teaching the chapter, don't move on to the next. Try to revise the chapter again. Try to take practice test and one more test, which will make the students study those chapters, right? Peer pressure is very important, sometimes to just grow and develop from a marshy or mushy environment. Okay, again, discipline classes, as I already told earlier, there's a strength of 200, okay, and more in the classes of Kota, right? Students are highly motivated. Grades, peer pressure is a major motivator. Peers in the classes are a mixed batch of ICSE and CBSE boards, but mostly it's CBSE, like 80 to 85%. CBSE is more advantageous because of the CGPA pattern, and the key is practice and more practice. Okay, it sounds something very simple, very easy, but if you see at the depth of it and if you come across this, you can understand how a place, a simple place like Kota became an education hub with these kind of disciplined practice over years. And right now you all have the news, the articles, the everything in front of your eyes itself, right? Now, after just going through various news reports about Kota, right? So as I saw the ABP news earlier, I just thought that I'll use that article to give you a wholesome experience of one article, and you can go to the others on your own. So we can see that when you see that particular news report, there's high competition, and there's high peer pressure. Even the students who interview for these news articles say that peer pressure is the major motivator. High competition is something which drives the student to perform more and more, because they know when they go out there, each and every institution for which they are preparing have only 200 or 300 seats at max. If they have to compete and kick out the other people, they have to practice, okay, like that, right? Students live in very simple and down to earth conditions. Okay, I want okay, I think I've added that video as well. Oh yeah, it's there. Okay, there's this another video on YouTube of the barcode of which I've added in the next slide. I want you all to please watch that video after the webinar. Okay, When you watch that video, you will realize how students live in Kota. Okay, when you send your kids to study, in hostels, or let's say in colleges, right, and to different cities, at least you live them, and you leave them in a decent accommodation. Kota ke, if you see the rooms in which students live, it's very simple, and down to earth. No fancy stuff, no fancy colorings, no fancy beds or anything you'll get in the room. It's very, very simple. If you see the rooms and the living conditions of the students, so you have to see that video. Number of coaching centers, as I already told you, rose up to like 140 by 2015. From 4 it became to 10, 10 to 40, 40 to 80, and so on and so forth, right? Again, discipline in life. Quota students, have a habit of hustling from morning 5 a.m. to 1 a.m. or 11 p.m. 12 hours plus hustling every day to achieve the results you want to achieve. So, as a teacher, as a school, right now, if you think what we learn from Quota is not to make students feel pressurized, but to give them the ability to handle pressure, right? And a student can only handle pressure when they're put under pressure. Okay, if you don't put them under pressure, how will you develop the capacity to handle the same? Yeah, if you remember, even when you were kids, okay, or when you were in your prime ages, right, there were certain things, which we were very scared to do when we were small, right? But a mom and dad, pushed us to do those things, so that, someday, somewhere in life, we'll develop the capacity to handle the same. Yeah, that is how it works. You put them under pressure from the beginning. You develop their capacity so that what people says that 12 hours of hustling is like a lot seems like a normal routine daily schedule, to them. And how they do this? Again, the same thing. Practice, 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 and please, please do more practice. That is all they can do. That is all they can do. So that is very important, to create an environment like that. All right. Again, something for you to scan and see. I want you all to scan this barcode right now, and you will reach a YouTube video, when you scan the same. Again, something I got, from ABP News, very interesting video in which we can see, the two students speaking. There's a girl and there's a boy, and you can see how the boy lives. The living conditions is actually true, and that is the way they live. And there are many other videos you will get, as a recommendation as well on the side of the channel. Please do scan this barcode and visit the news channels. All right. Prashantji says youth on loan. Definitely. Definitely. Oh my God, Prashant, Prashantji now he's remembering his quota days. Money pressure, yes, peer pressure, faculty pressure, outside pressure. Exactly. I think you should all read Prashantji ka message. It's 4:27 p.m. He actually, stated the truth of how quota is. And if you can handle that much of pressure, you can survive, sustain, I think do anything in life you want. There's so much of pressure, they create from everywhere, books after books. When you see the video, the particular barcode I have given you, if you see the video, see the amount of books, the girl has on the side of the bed. We can't even imagine reading those many books, per day. But they do read that per day, and they do practice the same as well. And you know how they remember all the concepts? By reading tons of books, they still remember all the concepts. How they do it? They do it with the help of practice. They do it with the help of test, which their professors take regularly. They grill them, they grind them. Actually, grilling is not a word, I think. They grind them to death with practice and test. More practice is the key. And initially you will face problems. The students face problem to adjust. But once you get used to the environment, obviously it will feel like a normal routine day to you, that okay, this much is hustling is like a daily thing for us. I think Prashant ji is like, yes. After completion, if not satisfied, failure pressure. Exactly, exactly. Oh my God. It's actually summing up, the entire Kota factory thing, Prashant ji ka message. That's very nice. How to see video. Vandana ji, if you scan the barcode I've given on the screen, just go to the link and you can watch this video after the webinar. All I want is you take a screenshot. Okay. Yeah, Prashantji, actually, my Didi was studying, engineering, software engineering few years back, and she was sent to Kota herself. She has lived in Kota, she has an experience. What I feel is, even after knowing that Kota has so much pressure on students, parents still send their children, there because it's not only about success, it's not only about pressure, but I think quota develops students in a quota breaks a fragility, is what I'll say. Kota Factory is basically a definition which breaks the student's fragility. कि यहाँ पर when you are in schools and institutions, I feel there's too much of fragility we show towards students, right? कि ठीक है, there's just like 5-6 hours in a day, and it's more than enough even when you are like a 16-17-year-old kid, right? And when they go ahead to college and the workload and everything increases, they start complaining. Okay. So that is again a major problem. If you are facing problems to scan the barcode, I'll just wait, I'll just share the link with all of you. Just give me 1 sec. The major agenda of the webinar is basically that with the help of these, what we are trying to convey is that quota students are successful because of three reasons, right? There's this peer pressure, obviously that's one motivator. There's loads of practice and loads of test. People think that quota do something very differently to be at the top of education in India, but there's no different. The thing is different. What they do is just tap the basics which other teachers don't. That is all they do. They do loads of tests after each and every chapter, topic, and conduct loads of tests, on the same. That's it. That's all they do, but in a more systematic and planned way. That is the reason of the success. Okay, I'll just share the link, for the video. Vandana ji, okay. If you just like open your camera and scan, it will show you a link. Okay, anybody who has scanned can paste in the chat box the link. Any of the teachers who scan the barcode can paste the chat link in the chat box for the teachers. Otherwise, again I have to join from another phone, to do that. So it will be a problem for me. Yeah, definitely, Hitesh. Agreed. Completely. Prashant ji is Prashant ji is really opening up, I think. Oh my God. All right. I think some of the teachers, have posted the link of the YouTube video. That is the barcode which I was talking about. Please copy paste the link with you and watch the same, after the webinar. You'll just get a brief of what I'm trying to talk about. You'll also get to see the real interviews, of Mr. Bansal, Mr. The Allen Coaching Institutions, and there's one another person who gives the interview, who is again very famous and one of the four original coaching centers, okay, of Kota. So do watch this video to get an idea about the same. Okay, now it's already 4:35. 35 minutes of good discussion about Kota Factory, the basics, where Kota is, and why Kota Factory, why it's an education hub, what is the strategy they use for making students successful, right? But what we learned from them is something which we have to implement as well, right? And it's not peer pressure. Don't get me wrong here, any one of you. It's not peer pressure. We are trying to say that you implement, but that is just one aspect, of the Kota Factory, which I was trying to tell you, to give you a knowledge about, how Kota Factory works, how the institutions work, to produce the best students. So कोटास फैक्ट्री का बेसिक हमने अभी क्या देखा कि उनका सक्सेस स्टोरी के पीछे द पर्टिकुलर रीजन इज practice and more practice, loads of tests, more and more revisions, and in a limited amount of time they cover 10x content than we cover in our schools. That is the efficiency of the teachers as well, right? I think we all are a student in life, right? No matter how much we study, how much we get the degrees. So that is one aspect of quota. The teachers have this particular efficiency wherein they can cover loads and loads of content in one class, or in 1 month, or in one stipulated amount of time, which may take other teachers maybe 4 to 5 months to cover. And nowhere the quality is degraded, the quality is still the same. So that is how efficiently the classes are taught as well, right? Again, some specifics to be implemented in our own school, in our own classes from Kota. The first is DPP. Okay, if anybody of you has been a Kota student, I think you will understand DPP. It's a hit. It's actually a hit book, or a hit practice book from IIT, okay, and other professional competitive examinations. All right. So DPP is basically daily practice problems. Okay. How we can implement something like this? Okay, I've written the spelling of problems by mistake wrong. I'll just correct it. All right. Present again. Okay. So daily practice problems, is one thing, right? Now, how can we implement the same in our schools and increase efficiency? Like the Kota Factory, it is a set of problems which is assigned to the student as a part of the homework and is to be attempted, okay, at home. DPP. Okay. The objective of DPP is key. We revise all the concepts which have been taught till date. Okay. Develops habit, develops discipline, and DPP leads to various tests, partly, okay, or of part curriculums or whole curriculum. And again, the test leads to student self-assessment. How much I've learned, how much I'm forward or backward when I compare myself, okay, to the peers. Okay. And what can you do, what can they do, what can the schools do, teachers do, right, all across India to make it effective, is use something which can help you to give DPP or daily practice problems to students daily. It's a concept adopted from let's say the Kota Factory, or let's say from the IIT, okay, and Z mains etc preparation. Okay. And DPP is nothing but, in simple terms, it's a group of problems, or it's, let's say, a question set or a homework which you give to students on a daily basis. Now, how the DPP is planned is, if you taught a new concept to them today, you make sure that along with the new concept, I give them some other homeworks or some other practice questions as well, which relate to the concepts taught last week. So basically, what you're trying to do, you're trying to give them homeworks and practice questions every day from every topic. So if I am a maths teacher of standard 6 or 7 right now, my major agenda will be, if I'm giving homework, if I'm giving practice questions to students, let's say by using the homework app. Okay. I'm using the homework app for giving practice questions, to students every day. What I can do is, with the help of this particular concept of DPP, I can use the particular app to provide me with the questions to other chapters as well, like quadratic equation, algorithms, okay, or algebra, geometry, circles, triangles, etc., which I taught them last week. So every day, what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to cover 6 to 7 topics at once. Okay, I'm trying to give at least 5 questions from each topic to have them a great revision, of the same. And maybe the next day again I use, other 5 questions, okay, from each and every topic. So what this does is, it makes a student smart, it makes them run from one concept to another, and it develops efficiency. So when they see different questions, in a question paper as well, during the normal exams, they won't feel threatened. Oh my god, so many questions, at once from different chapters. They're already habituated to it, and it's all because of you. So DPP, I think it's something which you should adopt, daily practice problems, which is very, very important. Okay. Moving on to the next. Group learning is another concept, which we learn from the Kota Factory. Okay. How can you ensure group learning? You can take the reference of, AVP news, which we discussed before, the two links which I gave you. You can visit other news as well. So what happens is, I as a student, I teach other students. Okay. I help them in revision. I as a student also learn from other students. So I'm also a teacher, I'm also a student, I'm also a learner. I play multiple roles, okay, at once. Okay. I prepare the notes right away. Okay. I post post maybe classes, I can go to cafeteria, sit for 10 to 15 minutes, okay, the break, I can revise quickly, right? So what happens in group learning is, in less time you have more things to do. Okay. कम टाइम में अब ज्यादा पढ़ लेते हैं, ज्यादा समझ लेते हैं when you are with your friends. It's a great fact, sometimes even when a teacher is not able to explain a student something, it's the friends who can do it very easily. So it actually happens. That is how the human brain works. It's weird. It works like this, right? So group learnings, how can we implement in our schools? Exactly, Prashantji. Peer supported learning is like the best. I'm really enjoying this webinar, I think, because of Prashant ji's messages. Oh my god, oh my god. So Prashant ji, I mean, how exactly, how many years were you in Kota exactly? I mean, how many years, you were being a student in Kota? Oh, okay, okay. You were in management. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great, Prashantji. That's great. All right. Really, really enjoying the webinar because of you. I really do. All right. It's good to, read your messages. It's kind of refreshing. Okay. So group learning is another thing, we learn, from Kota Factory, right? What we can do is how we can implement to our schools, our classes. Very simple. Simple words may agar, I have to say it, I'll say if your school has cafeteria, okay, there's always a place in school. We see na adda, we use this word, right? I think all of you might have heard of this word. There's a adda, for students, right? There's a place, there's a place where everybody, comes every day to meet and gather in schools, maybe to eat, maybe to have fun, laugh, etc. Those places should actually, be made into small, maybe cafeterias or something, to keep them busy, to make them sit and to make them at least talk to each other, which is productive, right? So let's say if you have taught a particular chapter in class today, just tell them you have 15 minutes time, you have a break right now, go to the cafeteria, sit, you have 15 minutes time. I don't know how are you going to do it. Revise the entire chapter, learn the concepts, come back to the class as a practice test. Okay. I think when situations like this are created, students, give their best, they show their utmost creativity, and sometimes they can also show wonders. It makes students sit together. And when they start sitting together, they realize one thing, that when you study in groups, when you study with peers, first thing is it's not boring. I'm sorry, but everyone can connect, with this. First thing is when you learn from peers, I think for students is the most interesting way to learn. Okay, you talk, you laugh, you make fun, and you learn in the process. That's something different, learning from the peers. Okay, second thing is they develop the habit of having fun and having studies at the same time. Okay, and moreover, they also develop the habit, of tutoring. So they know if I can tutor this particular chapter, it gives them confidence. He can study this chapter as well, you can tutor someone again, okay, later, right? And when one student tutors five other students, that five other students go to their own groups and they tutor their own groups as well, right? So that is how it works. Group learning, very very effective. Every day, they can just sit in groups. If you create this kind of situations, as I said, the cafeteria thing, you create a test, for them just after 15-16 minutes, they will do this. They will do this. Okay, make them sit in groups and do this. Group learning is very important, peer learning, because when they go ahead to institutions and colleges, I think peer learning is one of the major boats, on which you have to sail. And if you can't sail on that boat, I'm telling you, you have to drown. There's no other option. Anyways, moving on to the third point, gorge yourself. Gorge yourself basically means grind, grind yourself. The phrase, is very important for students, and teachers to understand. Okay, how they can make students a little more effective, for their subjects, for their classes. Thoda to pressure you have to give them. Okay, um everybody knows, without pressure you can't do anything. Okay, without pressure तो यार diamond भी बाहर नहीं आता है. ठीक है, so you have to give them a little pressure to mold them, to shape them, to shine them, right? So daily practice, as I told, is very very important. More tests, more assignments is very very important. Agar if you are using the particular application, I think you all are using the homework app. That is why you have joined the webinar, right? And that is why you were able to join the webinar. Very sorry. I think you can use this particular app, for giving multiple test quizzes, question papers, whatever you want to give, at once. So in 30 seconds to 1 minute, you're actually saving a lot of time and giving a lot of questions and making a lot of practice happen. Again, it's something which is called, efficiency in the real terms, right? So test after every topic, chapter, self-assessment by students, and what can they else, you can do to make it effective, right? That is a question we all have to ask. So maybe start, by giving 3 to 4 assignments at least every day. One is the main topic which I taught today, and three others, are the topics which I taught the last week or the week, prior, or or before that. Okay, that is very important. It helps the students to stay connected, with whatever they have learned through the entire semester, right? If the students stay connected to whatever they have learned through the entire semester, they don't have to, struggle before the examinations. And some students feel lazy to struggle, right? So if they don't have to struggle, only if they know everything before the examination and they're clear about their concepts, maybe the students who are average, as well, and who are lazy as well, can perform very well in the exams, can't they? They can, right? So again, these 3 to 4 things, was something which I felt that, were the basics with the Kota Factory tab. And the other institutions usually don't in general, right? So that's very important to understand, how the basics work. Okay. Oh, okay, Prashant ji, all right. Okay. So, as I already told you, one solution to all can be, the homework app. Because, again, as I always tell you, big things don't happen because you do something very big. Okay. If you read the story, of other people, like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, if you read their biographies, I have read their autobiographies and biographies. Okay, you will get to know they have done nothing great, in their life. Warren Buffett, we all know Warren Buffett, right? Can you just say a yes or a no? How many of you have heard of Warren Buffett? Just a quick yes or a no. How many of you know, or have heard of Warren Buffett? That's a very basic question, I know, but yeah, I want to know. If you don't know, we'll discuss on the same. I really, really appreciate the honesty, of some of the teachers. Well, no worries, Kalpana ji. All right, Karunari. Okay, Warren Buffett is basically one of the richest man in the world. Very famous. And why he is famous? He's famous because of his investing skills. Warren Buffett is an investor. He invests and he earns money. Okay. Warren Buffett invests money from the age of 17, or 18, even before that, in small stocks and shares. ठीक है. तो बेसिकली दैट मैन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट इज एन इन्वेस्टर, जो कि बहुत ही अर्ली एज से स्टार्टेड इन्वेस्टिंग, एंड ही rich at the age of 50 plus years. He became rich then, but still the entire world knows him. Ki Warren Buffett is the richest man, okay, in the world. Try to search about him. I'm just typing out the name in the chat box for those of you who don't know. Try to read about him. You will feel wow. Read about him. Warren Buffett. uh so again, if I'm talking about these people, the reason is that, if Kota Factory is popular, okay, if I'm talking about Warren Buffett, if I'm talking about Steve Jobs, who was the founder of Apple, right, if I'm talking about other people, they're not famous, because they did some big things, at once. It's the small things which everybody knows, they just did it the right way. That is what Kota Factory did. They just tapped the basics, loads of practice, loads of question, loads of assignments and tests. And you can use the same in your own schools and classes to make them effective, like the homework app as well, because the app gives you everything, you want, in hand, right? Try to read about Warren Buffett whenever you are free. Try to watch the ABP news link videos as well, and I'll just show you all a demo, of the homework app right now. Okay, I'll try to show you all a demo of the homework app right now, a very small demo, how you can use it, and how you can take the maximum benefits from the same. And then I will send you the form link for the day, which will give you your certificates. So don't leave the webinar, please. I'll send the form link in just 5 to 6 minutes after showing the demo, and then you can take your certificates in 24 hours after filling the form. Okay. All right. Till then, till I display my screen, you all can read a little about, get an idea who is he, and watch maybe the AVP news, and the links I shared. No, I haven't started. Okay, just give me a minute. Uh, just give me a minute. I haven't started. Wait, I'm just facing some issues. Just a minute. Okay, yeah. Can you all see my screen? I hope you all can. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was a struggle. All right. That's great. That's great. That's great. Vanna ji, I hope you can see my screen right now. All right. Okay. Just a very quick demo of 4 to 5 minutes to show you everything, so that you have an idea how to do various things, because I still see many questions from teachers, right? All right. So basically, as you can see, the homework आपका screen अभी, right? अगर आप देखेंगे, you can have today's quiz. You can have an interactive quiz, which is a new kind of quiz, wherein you can go and show, I'll just show you, a brief of how interactive quiz works. Okay. All right. So when you click on interactive quiz, basically this bit.ly, link will open. Mahashivaji, I'll send you the attendance link just after this quick demo. Okay, just give me 2 to 3 minutes. I'll show you the interesting features of the application and how you can use the same, for greater efficiency and more effectiveness. And then I'll send the link very quickly. Okay. My God, the internet. Um, yeah. So when you click on the interactive quiz button, okay, you will basically have gamified quizzes. That is what you will have, gamified quizzes. Okay, gamified quizzes we have for classes 10th 11th mathematics, and science ka we have for 10th. Other classes are coming soon, as you can see on the screen. Okay, I'll just show you for standard 10, mathematics, how the gamified quiz works. So I'll show you for real numbers, right? Chapter 1 is real numbers. I'll show you for real numbers. As you can see, in real numbers there are subtopics. Okay, there's a division lemma, e division lemma, and then we have fundamental theorem of arithmetic, etc. So you can use any of this particular topic for the interactive quiz. That is a gamified quiz for students, okay, which can have their attention and which a student will enjoy a lot. These kind of quiz are characterized with timing, sound, music, memes. Even memes, come after you answer correctly or answer wrongly. That's how interactive these quizzes are. Okay, so let's say I click on the play button. Okay, if you want to share to students, you just click on share on WhatsApp. All right. And if you want to see for yourself, how it works, I'll play this particular quiz for myself to just show you. Okay. Now let's say I do Harsha Agarwal, enter my phone number. Okay, I enter my class, let's say as 8, and I am a teacher. Okay, I click on next. Okay, let's say I click on HCF using E division algorithm to replay. Okay, when I click on replay, this is how you will see the screen. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go, and then you will have the HCF by using E division lemma. The E division lemma mein first you can see the screen कि कैसे ये homework app has explained everything on the first screen. Okay, with so much of interaction, and with so beautifully they've explained the concepts for the students that they can revise in 2 minutes before they attend the quiz. right? After they revise in 2 to 3 minutes, what the topic actually is, they can click on got it, go to questions, the yellow button on the bottom of the screen. I click on that. The moment I click on that, I can see the first question on the screen. This is the question time, and the answers will appear after that. Let's say I select the third option. Okay, and the third option is right. So that when I get the right answer, I collect points, for me. Okay. Again, you can see, the meme which is appearing, you smart and all that. So this is the kind of, quizzes they have. Okay, it's very nice. Different questions, different quizzes. It's very cool. These kind of interactive quizzes to share with students. Okay, let's say I do none of these. I answer wrongly. Okay, they'll show that the answer is wrong, and that there will be, again, another interactive thing which will be coming, on the screen, like a meme. Okay, or some points, right? You can see. Okay, so it's very cute, it's very cool to practice these things with students, because they enjoy it a lot, and there's learning happening, simultaneously as well. Okay. Well, coming back to the homework app, that was interactive quiz, right? That is one very cool, cute, new, educational, gamified feature of the homework app, right? That is the interactive quiz. Some of the teachers asked me how to join the webinar, how to send the link. Just tell your colleagues to download the homework app, and you can see it on the screen. Join webinar is an option there. How Kota Factory delivers results, right? So you can see, on the top of the screen itself, join webinar ka button. You click on it and you will be directed, okay, to the webinar. Okay, you can see the other workshops and webinar as well. Join the webinar for hybrid learning, join daily workshops for the homework app, etc. Everything is at the top of your screen, right? And then there are different books, for different classes. I selected standard 6, as a teacher. So I'm getting books for standard 6, right? You can see right here on my screen. If you want more classes, you can just go to the option classes at the bottom of the screen, right? I'll add a section. I'll add a section. Let's say my class strength is 80, and academic session to 2022 and 3 ho gaya. And then my section is H. Okay, so you can add more sections, for class 6 as well, with the help of this option. Okay, and if you want to add a new class, you can see the button at the top of your screen. ठीक है, अगर नया क्लास ऐड करना है, अगर आपका स्टैंडर्ड 6 का तो एक सेक्शन बना हुआ है, स्टैंडर्ड 9th के लिए you can click on 9th. You can select the subject as English, maybe CBSE, and then medium you can select, as English. Okay, and click on continue. Okay, enter your class strength, maybe 80. Click on tick. My section is A. Done. सी 9th का इंग्लिश क्लास क्रिएट हो गया. Okay, 9A, strength of 80 people, I teach English, another class is created. When you click on this particular class now, yeah, you will get to see, what do you want to create for English. Okay, all these options are for English. Okay, 9th standard English. ये auto generated worksheet चाहिए आपको, question bank चाहिए, quiz चाहिए, normal quiz चाहिए, PDF assignment चाहिए, case study चाहिए, जो भी चाहिए, you will get everything. Okay, on, when you click on this particular options. So again, that's just a very simple quick demo, of the homework app. And now I will stop sharing my screen, and I will share you all the attendance form ka link, which you all are asking from so long. Okay, I'll share you the link for the attendance. Just give me 1 minute. Please fill with correct email IDs. After 10 minutes, no responses will be accepted. Okay, 5:10 p.m. the form will close. Uske baad no responses will be accepted by the team for the certificate. So please fill in 10 minutes. Okay. So any comments, how do you like the webinar for today? And was there anything new you learned? Was there anything more, anything? Yes. I'm sharing the presentation, but before that, I'll share the link with all of you, ma'am and sir. Presentation is, actually completed only. There's nothing left. I know it was a good session, I think. It's good to see your eagerness, but yeah, I'll share the screen if all of you want, but that was a presentation for the day. Okay, I got the link, and here it is. Just a second. Yeah, this is the form link I've pasted. All right. Do fill the form, okay, and fill it with correct email IDs, please. 10 minutes may fill the form, because after that, it's not possible for the team to accept any more responses. So jaldi jaldi se fill the form, and yeah, receive your certificates in 24 hours. That's all. That's all from my end. Um, I'll just share the screen if you want. Okay. Uh-huh. Present. Present. Okay. Yeah. So I've already shared the form link with all of you. Thank you so much for the comments. It's really, motivating for me as well. And yeah, how Madhumita ji says, it's always a delight to hear you. Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to hear that. All right. So I'll copy paste the form link for all of you once again. Be this excited for all the webinars. Do join all the webinars we have. It's really a pleasure to see you all here every day. Because without you, the webinar is nothing. Without you, there is, nothing actually. If you don't interact, if you don't enjoy, I think all my efforts are waste. So you have enjoyed, you learned something, and that's all I want from my end. Thank you so much for the motivating comments and responses. You can leave the webinar once you fill the form. Certificates will reach to you in 24 hours. Do join the WhatsApp group, during the end of the form. You have to join the WhatsApp group if you want to participate in the Smart Teacher Festival. Okay, do join the WhatsApp group. There are many more competition and festivals, the app is running for the teachers. So I think you should be as participative as you can be. And yeah, don't miss an opportunity in life is all I want to say, because opportunities come your way. It's you who recognize them and who takes up and acts on the same. Yeah, Viresh ji, by tonight the recording will be there on the YouTube channel of the Homework app. Even the last webinar's recording is up, you can watch that also. So you can watch the recording by tonight. The particular recording will be there on YouTube. Yeah. Great, Shikaji. Great. Thank you. Once you fill the form, join the WhatsApp group. There are two things you have to do. Fill the form, join the WhatsApp group to get the certificate, to participate and earn some money, some rewards from the app. And yes, don't miss an opportunity again, is all I want to say. Again, I have pasted the link. Once you do it, you can leave the webinar. Thank you.